Yeah, what's up? So I found a job temporarily. I'm working at Mercedes, so I'm trying to get like some connections, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I did not have much time to think about and create and record a new video. So I thought maybe I'll just make a short video of how I edit my pictures, right? So let's get into it. So we will be editing some pictures I took of my car that I already edited and posted on Instagram, but I will re-edit them in a different way because yeah, I did them already. I have some presets that I made. I want to go with or the clarity boost or the vibes one, but I'll take the clarity boost, and then the first thing I will do is I will lower the clarity, lower the texture, lower the dehaze. And as I always do, I turn down the highlights, bring up the shadows, turn down the whites, bring up the blacks, so you see what you work with. Normally your picture is ugly, but this preset does its job. I do bring up the texture a little bit. Then I will always go to original, and then for Instagram it's a 4.5. I will lower my car to the lower thirds, and then if you look at it, this is almost the middle. We can bring this one to the right a little bit so the pole is not there. Now the car is perfectly in the middle. And then we will see, does it need a dehaze? I mean, it makes the sky look better. Also, the car looks a bit better. Right. So vibrance up a little bit, saturation down a little bit. The tone curve, the left side you bring up. So blacks are not like too harsh, but a little bit more matte, smooth. All right. Then normally I would also do this with the colors, like I bring them up to like 10. If you hold Alt or Command, you can make fine adjustments, so it's easier to get what you need. All right, this is with the colors also a little bit matted out. And then this one can be a little bit less, to be honest, because otherwise it's too vague. All right, color mixer. What did I do in this preset? First of all, yeah, greens. I hate greens, so I don't know why I bring them up, but I think it works in this picture, as most of it is like blue. Even the whites have like this blue tint to it. It works a little bit better. And then you lower them, but then you bring up the luminance so they're a little bit brighter, right? Color grading, it takes out the purple, brings it to like the blue side a little bit more, which is pleasing to the eye, if you ask me. Do we need a denoise? I'm not even gonna touch the denoise. It's good. It's good as it is. Is there sharpening? No. I want to see what I can bring into the picture with the sharpening. So if you hold Alt or Command and you change the masking, you'll see what you'll target. And I want to target the building, then the sky and the car. And then if you hold the button, Alt or Command, you'll see in the detail how hard it targets it. And I want it to be a fair amount. Then the radius, you can bring it up also, but that means it's just gonna like make the edges more sharp, as in how do I explain this? Can't find my words today. So normally if you would sharpen this piece and then you bring up the radius, it will make the radius bigger. I am stupid. You make the radius bigger. Lens, that's done. Transformation, you don't need. Lens blur, never used it, not gonna use it. Do it in camera. I mean, I have two cheap lenses and I try to do it when I shoot the picture. I don't hate you when you use the lens blur option in Lightroom, but at least try to do it yourself, right? Calibration, I hate this part. but it worked out again. It's still blue, but not as harsh. All right, so what I always do is I go to the linear gradient. I go from the bottom of the picture all the way up to the top of the picture. Then I lowered the middle to the bottom, so the top is in the middle. Bada bop boom pow. Right? Then you subtract the subject, and then you check how it selects it. It does a pretty good job. If you do it this way, you can bring the exposure almost all the way down. And then what you also can do is you can bring up the texture a little bit, and then also some clarity and some dehaze. The difference this makes is not wow, but it adds a little bit. Can I show you guys? So the street and the lines have like a little bit more feeling to it. All right, create mask. We'll do the subject, and I saw that it takes this weird thingy here. So we'll feather it a little bit, and then maybe auto mask will work good. All right, so when you went around the car, so there's not like spots hitting the grass or something, or the street in front of the car, then you can start playing with it. And to be honest, exposure, I don't really touch it that much, because if you bring it up too much, the car is not inside the picture anymore. You can bring it up a little bit, and then the contrast can go up a little bit as well. What I am going to do is check what the clarity does. So first I do that, and then normally I go back to the exposure and stuff. So the dehaze takes good care of the windshield and the windows and stuff. Then the clarity can go up a little bit. The texture, wait, what if I bring the texture up but the clarity down? No, it makes it boring. So clarity up and then the texture down. And this works way better if you ask me. So bringing the clarity up makes it a little bit more like bright. So what you can do is lower the exposure or the highlights right here. So yeah, that's, I think, everything I did or want to do to this picture. It does not look, I think, does it look the way I did it? This is way more clarity and white exaggerated. What I want to do though is I will feather this a little bit more, make it bigger, and then we go over the wheels. Yeah, good enough. And then you can bring up the exposure a little bit. Well, in this picture you can do it a lot, but just a little bit is enough. And then it pops out the wheels a little bit more, so they look better. So when you're done editing the picture, when you're finished, all I do is you select all of them, you right click, export this, then same folder or whatever folder you want. I also always put it in a subfolder, which is avellii.visuals _done. Right, I don't change the file name, JPEG quality 100. You can limit file size if you want to like edit thumbnails, because they can be bigger than 2 megabytes, I think, or something like that. But I don't have to do it. I also do everything with WeTransfer or plug in my phone. I still don't have a MacBook, so I can't airdrop that stuff to myself, but there might be a change in the future. But anyway, what I also do is long edge. So always, if the picture is portrait or landscape, the long edge always 4000 pixels and then resolution 240. It used to be 300, but those are heavy pictures. So I changed it to 240 because Nord Borders told me. And then sharpen for screen amount standard. That's all I do. I don't put my watermark on my picture. Let me know in the comments, should I do every picture with my watermark at the bottom? I'll just export it now with the watermark so you can see it. But yeah, that's all I do. Is it this one? Yes, it is this one. That's the end result of the picture that I re-edited. This is the one I posted on Instagram. That's how I edited it now. It's less clarity, it's less in your face, it's more clean and subtle. If you have pictures you want to see edited by me, just send them to avellii.visuals@gmail.com. If you haven't liked the video, hit subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think of the picture, and go to my Instagram, and I'll see you next week. Peace.